Hey, Bourbon family, welcome back to Whiskey Phoenix, where smooth is optional and fire is mandatory. How are we hanging in there on this Manic Monday, fam? I know for some of you, you may be returning back to work for your first day after an extended holiday break. If you are, hang in there. This Manic Monday is almost over. Now, today I'm coming with something a little different again. If you remember back around the middle of December, I was down at the Moorline Lager House. My brother had got me tickets for a Weller tasting that was done there. And I decided that while I was doing that tasting, I was going to take some notes and eventually get around to, saying my thoughts on it. I'm kind of on the fence when it comes to Weller. Because I haven't had a lot of Weller. So for me right now, my thought is, it's just overhyped and people are always chasing it. I know there's people that love it. I know people that feel the same way I do. So I was really excited about this one because, again, I hadn't had much Weller up to this point. So I took notes while I was down there, the whole nose, palate, finish. And I meant to get around to this sooner, but then all of a sudden I had to start doing my countdown of, the top 10 bourbons of 2025. And then I came up with the idea, because I kind of forgot, to do, my worst bourbons of 2025. So here we are today, finally getting around to it. So let's dive right in. So coming in at number 4 was they had the Weller Antique 107. I see that one a lot out there, people posting about it. And for me, on the nose was really light. There was some dark fruit, vanilla, caramel, a hint of cinnamon, and almost like this, and I wrote it down, but because it was kind of like blowing me away, but also like a hint of like black licorice. The taste or the palate for me, it was slightly spicy. There was some oiliness to it. Maybe slightly viscous even. And I got some honey. The cinnamon I picked up on the nose stayed on the palate for me. And then I wrote down that there was a hint of stone fruit, and I guess I just generically left it at stone fruit because I must not have been able to decide if it was like an apricot or a peach, and even a slight hint of dark chocolate. On the palate, it definitely lingered. The spice stuck with you on the palate, and it was slightly sweet even for me. There were hints of black pepper, which I think is where the spice was coming from. That cinnamon that started on the nose, on the palate, stayed on the finish, and there is even a slight hint of oak for me on the finish. Overall, it finished 4th on the list. Now, you may be saying, well, Phoenix, we saw your post and there were 5 bottles there. Well, you're right. There was a special reserve. I'm not going to include that one in this because I actually have a bottle of special reserve that I'm going to wait and do a video on. So I'm going to leave that one off the list. Out of the 5, I'm just going to give you 4. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Coming in at number 4 at the Moorline Lager House Weller tasting was the Antique 107. Would I buy it? I don't know. I guess it would depend on if I could get it at MSRP, because I think it's around that like $90 to $110 range or something like that, just trying to go buy stuff off the top of my head. If I could get it for, MSRP, maybe I'd buy it. But I'm just being honest, fam. I would rather spend a little more money and, pick up a special release of Bardstown as opposed to picking up the Weller Antique 107. So there you have it on this Manic Monday. We'll get to number 3 tomorrow. Now, fam, if you are partaking on this Manic Monday, as always, please drink responsibly. And remember, stay sharp, stay burning, rise again, and I'll see you in the next one.